A group of friends on a hike finds themselves in a tense situation over one simple question. Should they be quiet or not? From r/am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to be silent on a hike? My husband, our two best friends, and myself recently went on a trip to Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Park. On one of the last days of our trip, we were doing a short hike in the backcountry of Yellowstone down into the canyon to see a cool suspension bridge. As we hiked down into the canyon, we were all engaging in conversation that seemed like a pretty normal volume to me. No one was being excessively loud or yelling. But we also weren't whispering as we were outdoors hiking, and it would have been hard to hear each other if we were speaking extremely quietly. The entire way down, we only saw two other people, so it was a pretty empty trail. Once we got to the bottom of the canyon and to the suspension bridge, we stopped to take a few pictures. There was absolutely no one else on the bridge or in the area. On our last picture, we did a fun pose and let out a little woo to celebrate the hike and our trip. It was definitely louder, but it was brief and only 1x. As we're getting ready to leave the bridge and hike back up, this older couple comes down the path and onto the bridge. The man walks right past us, but then this woman gets extremely close to my husband's face, like 6 inches away, and starts lecturing him about this being her temple, and how we are disrespecting their trail by being so noisy, and how they come into nature, so they don't have to deal with noise and people like us. And if we're going to use their park, we need to show more respect. English is not my husband's first language, and he definitely was not expecting this random scolding, so he was caught very off guard and couldn't really process what this woman was saying to him at first, so he just kept nodding and saying, "Okay." But then finally, once this lady kept going, I loudly said, "We don't need to listen to this. We're allowed to talk on our hike and enjoy just like them." No one was screaming or being overtly disrespectful, and motioned for my husband to follow me away from the couple. We hiked back up and continued talking at a normal volume as we had on the way down, but I was just left with this sour taste in my mouth, and now I am questioning, is there some unspoken rule in national parks that you can't speak that I was unaware of? I always knew that they are meant to be peaceful, and you shouldn't play music or be excessively noisy, but this seemed crazy to me. Am I missing something? Were we the assholes for talking on our hike? Editing to add additional context. Of course, noise is subjective, and we as humans are not always good at realizing our own volume, and it's impossible to tell you exactly how many decibels we were speaking at. What I can say is that I grew up as an only child, with just my mother in a very quiet home. I am generally very anxious about making too much noise in public, as I don't want to bother people. I have never been referred to as a noisy person, usually the opposite. While it is still completely possibly that my gauge was off in this scenario, I'm just trying to provide additional context that I am not someone who is normally considered noisy or runs into this problem often. The trail was Hellroaring Creek in Yellowstone. It is in bear country, and there are posted signs advising to make noise so you do not startle wildlife. Lastly, in regards to the questions about my husband, and if this was based on racism/xenophobia. My husband is Latino and has a thick accent. He likes to joke that he is the male Sofia Vergara. He is white passing, especially if you are further away, but he is always making little comments in Spanish to me, so it is likely that the couple could have heard his accent or him speaking in Spanish. Myself and our other two friends are white women from the US. The couple were both white, and the woman had a US accent. Never heard the man speak, so I am assuming he's from the US, but can't be 100% certain. What would you have done in this situation? Comment below and follow for more real stories.